Hello and welcome to the new lecture session. New lecture session. Today, students, we will discuss on a new topic that is hydrogen fuel. This is also a new topic of in this subject. So, students, let's start with this hydrogen fuel. Hydrogen fuel is a zero emission fuel which is burned with the oxygen. It can be used in fuel cells or internal combustion engines. It has begun to be used in commercial fuel cell vehicles such as passenger cars, and it has been used in fuel cell buses for many years. It is also used as a fuel for spacecraft propulsion. This hydrogen fuel from 2018 is produced from the fossil fuel by steam reforming or partial oxidation of methane and coal gasification with only a small quantity by newer route such as biomass gasification or electrolysis of water or solar thermochemistry. So with the no carbon emission. So this hydrogen is found. This hydrogen is found in the first group. Hydrogen is found in the first group and first period in the periodic table. Means it is the lightest and the first element on the periodic table. Since the weight of hydrogen is less than air, it rises in the atmosphere and is therefore rarely found in its pure hydrogen form. In a flame of pure hydrogen gas burning in air, the hydrogen reacts with the oxygen to form water and releases energy. So, hydrogen H2 react with the O2 to form water or H2O and and energy. Energy. So, two H2O plus O2 equals to 2 H2O plus energy. So this is the equation when hydrogen gas, I mean pure hydrogen gas burning in air, then hydrogen react with the oxygen to form water and releases energy. The energy releases enable hydrogen to act as a fuel in a electrochemical cell. That energy can be used. That energy can be used with relatively high efficiency. If it is used simply for heat, the usual thermodynamics limits on the thermal efficiency apply. Hydrogen is usually considered an energy carrier like electricity, as it must be produced from a primary energy source such as solar energy, biomass, electricity, or hydrocarbons such as natural gas or coal. Conventional hydrogen production using natural gas inducing significant environment impact. So, students, this is the basically definition of the hydrogen. So let's start the next slide. So here we discuss on the property. The property of hydrogen is that its atomic number is 1. The atomic number is 1. Atomic weight is 1.0079 gram. Melting point is minus 259 degrees Celsius. Boiling point is minus 253 degrees Celsius. So students, if we want to store hydrogen in a cylinder in form of liquid, so that's liquid, we need to maintain the cylinder temperature at minus 260 degrees Celsius, because at minus 259 degrees Celsius it's a hydrogen is the melting point. Boiling point is minus 253 degrees Celsius. Maximum boiling point is minus minus 240 degree Celsius at 14 bar. The vapor density is 0.08376 kg per meter cube at 20 degrees Celsius at 1 atmospheric pressure, air pressure. Specific gravity is 0.0696. The plus point is minus 253 degree Celsius. Valence is 1. So student, this is the basic property of the hydrogen. Now here are details on the its property which is required for the engine. It is wide range of flammability. At 25 degrees Celsius, it starts from 40% to 75%. It has a low ignition energy, that is 0.02 megajoule. It has a small quenching distance, that is 0.064 centimeter. It has high auto ignition temperature, that is 585 degrees Celsius. It has high octane number, that is 130. It has a high flame speed. It has a high diffusivity. It is very low density. When hydrogen flames or hydrogen is burned, its flames are very pale blue. Its flames are very pale blue and are almost invisible in daylight due to the absence of soot. So students, just because of no source is present in the hydrogen, that's why its flame is invisible in daylight. And when if you want to study the hydrogen flame in a dark room, then you can see the flame looks like a pale blue in color. So These are the basics. These are the basics properties required for the engine of hydrogen. So let's start the next slide is production of hydrogen. These are the 5 methods to produce hydrogen. First one is steam reforming, second one is gasification, third one is electrolysis, next one is photoelectrochemical cell, and next last one is water splitting. So students, let's start with the steam reforming. Steam reforming or steam methane reforming is a method for producing synchronous gas, syngas, which is hydrogen and carbon monoxide by reaction of hydrocarbon with water. Commonly, the natural gas is the main feedstock. The main purpose of this technology is to produce hydrogen. The equation looks like this: CH4 plus H2O equals to CO plus H2, means methane reacts with the water and its outcomes is carbon monoxide and hydrogen. This steam reforming of natural gas produces 95% of the world's hydrogen. So hydrogen is used in industrial synthesis of ammonia and produce myriad other chemicals. And here is the methods of the steam reforming process. Methane enter the desulfurization to remove the sulfur. After then it comes into the reformer where heat is added. Then it goes to the heat recovery section. There it goes to the shift reaction. Then shift reaction to it goes to the purification, and then CO and H2 comes out. So after this steam reforming is gasification methods. So after the steam reforming method, next is gasification methods. So the gasification of coal is one method that can produce power, liquid fuel, chemical, and hydrogen. So this coal gasification process of producing synchronous gas is a mixture consisting primarily of carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and hydrogen. This coal was gasified to produce coal gas, which was known as the town gas. Coal gas is combustible and was used for heating and municipal lighting before the advent of large-scale production of natural gas from the oil well. Here, during the gasification, the coal is blown through with the oxygen and steam while also being heated If the coal is heated by the external heat source, if the coal is heated by the external heat source, the process is called autothermal. It resumes heating of the coal via exothermal chemical reaction occurring inside the gasifier itself. So it is essential that the oxidizer supplied is insufficient for complete oxidizing of the fuel during the reaction methods. Oxygen and water molecules oxides the coal and produce a gaseous mixture: carbon monoxide, water vapor, and hydrogen molecule. So this is the methods. This is also a method to produce hydrogen. Here in the figure shows the here is the figure shows the gasification methods. So after the gasification, the next slide is electrolysis. A electrolysis is a technique. Electrolysis is a technique that use a direct electric current. Use a direct electric current to drive an otherwise non-spontaneous chemical reaction. Electrolysis is commercially important a stage of the separation of element from natural occurring source. So the electrolysis is is a promising option. This electrolysis is a promising option for the hydrogen production from the renewable resources. Here using electricity to split water into hydrogen and the oxygen. So that's why here we use electrolyzer. A DC electric power source is connected to electrodes or two plates which are placed in the water. Hydrogen will appear at cathode. Hydrogen will appear and cathode, and oxygen will appear in a anode. Assuming ideal Faraday efficiency, the amount of hydrogen generated is twice the amount of oxygen. The amount of hydrogen generated is the twice the amount of oxygen, and both are proportional to the total electrical charge conducted by the solution. So electrolysis of pure water requires excess energy in the form of over potential to overcome various activation barriers. Without the excess energy, the electrolysis of pure water occurs very slowly or not at all. This is in part due to the limited self-ionization of water. Pure water has an electrical conductivity and electrical conductivity. So many electrolytic cells may also lack the acquisition of electrocatalyst. So this is the way to produce hydrogen. So electrolyzer is also take an important role to produce hydrogen. After the electrolyzing, the next is photoelectrochemical cell. In photoelectrochemical cell or PEC cell, water splitting process where hydrogen is produced from water using sunlight and specialized semiconductors called photoelectrochemical materials. So the conductor photoelectrochemical material which use light energy to directly dissociate water molecule into hydrogen and oxygen. This is a long term this is a long term technology pathway with the potential for low or no greenhouse gas emission. Here this is the picture of the picture of photoelectrochemical cell to produce hydrogen. The photoelectrochemical cells water splitting process use semiconductor material to convert solar energy directly to chemical energy. That solar energy will help use to directly convert into the chemical energy in the form of hydrogen. The semiconductor materials used in the PEC process are similar to those used in photovoltaic solar electricity generation. But for photoelectrochemical cell application, the semiconductor is immersed in water-based electrolyte, where sunlight energizes the water splitting process. So students, so, sorry. So students, here sunlight takes a important role which helps to energize the water splitting process. So after the water energizes water splitting process, then water is divided into two parts, H plus ion and OH ion. So H plus ion, which is moves through the electrolyte from cathode to from anode to the cathode. Then and the electron moves cathode to the anode to the cathode through the an external circuit. So in this way, hydrogen produced. So that's why hydrogen is produced. The amount of hydrogen which is produced is the twice of the oxygen produced. So this is the photoelectrochemical cells. So after the photoelectrochemical cell, next is water splitting methods. So water splitting is the chemical reaction in which water is broken down into oxygen and hydrogen. That means 2H2O tends to 2H2 plus O2. Efficient and economical photochemical water splitting would be a technological breakthrough that could underpin a hydrogen economy. No industrial practical version of water splitting with pure water has been demonstrated, but the two component reactions are well known. The water splitting of seawater and other salt water is used industrially to make chlorine. However, the waste hydrogen coal compressed about the 5% of the world's supply. A version of water splitting occurs in photosynthesis, but hydrogen is not produced. The the reverse of water splitting is the reverse of water splitting is the basis of the hydrogen fuel. So this is the methods of the these are the five methods of the to produce. Out of the production of hydrogen, it needs to the safety purpose. This is the more safety features. The first is hydrogen fuel is hazardous. It has low ignition energy. It has high combustion energy. It tends to leak easily from the tanks. Explosion at hydrogen filling station have been reported. Hydrogen fueling stations generally receive delivers of hydrogen by truck from the hydrogen supply. So students, today in this hydrogen fuel, we can learn about hydrogen's property, then hydrogen production methods is why it is required for the safety, and from the next class we study on the storage methods of hydrogen and hydrogen AIC engine. So till now, so safely stay at home and stay home. Safely stay. Okay. Thank you students.